C17. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. It's quite loud, as you can hear, not the same as the V8 in the previous generation of the C63S. Hello guys, Ivan here and welcome to new video. So today we will check out the all-new Mercedes-AMG C63S e-Performance, and special thanks to AMG Performance Center Bratislava-Lamac for having us here today with the new C63. Alright guys, so let's do a quick walk around and then we'll go of course for the drive. So I filmed this car already in the showroom. If you want to see completely all details about this car, make sure to check that video as well. But here in this video we'll go and do a quick walk around. This is the graphite grey Magno. Absolutely fantastic paint. I think the best one on the C-Class. Very nice dark grey but also matte paint. You can also see this beautiful front design of the C63. I absolutely love how this car looks. Really muscular. The front is wider in terms of the track, but also longer to accommodate the performance parts of the C63. Check out here the vent for additional cooling as well, like on the GT Black Series. Power domes, AFFALTERBACH badge here. Here we have AMG specific grille in dark chrome, so this car is like a black on black, we can say. Also check out here the openings for additional cooling. The front looks absolutely fantastic in my opinion. Also really love the whole spec of this car. The wheels as well. These are the 20-inch wheels. Michelin Palette Sport 4S. And the front tire size is actually 265/35 ZR20. Check out here the turbo e-Performance. So here we have the plug-in hybrid P3 hybrid performance hybrid technology, which is located here at the rear axle, the whole hybrid unit. And in terms of the rear tires, these are wider, 275/35 ZR20. In terms of the look from the profile, looks really sleek. I really love the new C-Class and the whole design. So this cab backwards design. Now looking from the back, we can see the aero package here with the lip on the boot. Also these parts and also this one wraps around underneath the exhaust with the diffuser blade. 4 exhaust pipes. These are squared for the 63 version with the AMG logos, and C63 in red surrounding because of the e-Performance or hybrid versions at AMG. Mercedes in the middle and AMG on the left side. All badges are in dark chrome because of the night package 2, or how it's called in the US, extended night package. And also of course the trim around the windows is in black. Also in the new E53 hybrid, the pop-up door handles, the top part is already in dark chrome. Here in this car it's still in chrome. So looks super stunning. Check out here the red brake calipers and AMG logo here on the wheels. Looks super cool, this spec with the black Napa interior and red seat belts matching the brake calipers. So looking super nice, but also like a brutal machine. Definitely the looks are absolutely amazing of this car. Personally, I really admire the engineers which made this engine, because it really is something to behold. So here we are looking at 2.0 liter M139L, which is longitudinal in terms of the placement. In the A-Class CLA, which are compact AMGs, we have a very similar engine, but it's located in this direction. So here we have longitudinal setup, and of course the P3 hybrid is at the rear axle. So only from the 2.0 liter petrol engine we have 476 horsepower. Think about it, 476 horsepower. That's the same as SL55 or GT55 two-door from the V8 engine. 4.0 liter versus 2.0 liter 4-cylinder. So we have double basically the displacement, but the same power in terms of the engine. And if you add to this power the hybrid power, which is 204 horsepower. If you count it together, it's 680 horsepower, which is mind-blowing, and over 1000 Newton meters of, of torque. It sounds crazy. So really this is a work of art of engineers. So this engine is actually handcrafted in AFFALTERBACH, the home of AMG, and you can see the badge here with the signature of a specific person which handcrafted this particular engine. And the stats, acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour are 3.4 seconds. We'll see what kind of numbers can we get. And the top speed is 280 kilometers per hour. One thing what I want to show you is with the plug-in hybrids, which this one is also, if you want to open the fuel tank, you need to press here the button. Here is just water bottle. So if you press this button, if you go here, you will see flap opens automatically. See? And here actually we can see that 280 kilometers per hour, 174 miles per hour. And you should use 98 or more octane for best results, but it also accepts 95 octane E10 in Europe. So here you can see the signature of a person which handcrafted, Max, maybe Kaufmann, I'm not sure. But check out here this beautiful engine cover, also additional rigidity. And check out here the Garrett AR057. This is electric turbocharger. And actually the turbocharger is technology from the Formula One, a cooperation with the Formula One Petronas team. They made actually this turbocharger, which is also something what is really unique in this car. Let me know in the comment section down below, how do you like the new C63 SE performance and what do you think about this car? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. And I can really tell you that the response of this engine is crazy. If you press on the accelerator, it goes like a bullet. So that's really crazy. You can also see here, check out the orange cables. These are usually for the electrics. Interesting to see. And you can see the whole setup of the turbocharger is really huge, this turbo. And heat shield, sound deadening. So yeah, that's in terms of this. So yeah, absolutely stunning looks. One thing what I also want to show you, this is part of the aero package, this front lip which goes towards the top. And because here we have actually the plug-in hybrid, you can charge this car, and here is a charging port. So you can see instructions. If you are charging and you want to unplug the cable, you need actually press the unlock on the key fob. So here is actually the key fob with AMG logo here, and also here on the back side. And you can charge this at home or anywhere else where is the same plug, or you have cables here in the car as well. I charged it at home. It took me about 3 hours from basically empty to 100%. Can do this overnight pretty easily. So here are the charging cables. You have 2 cables with this car. You can leave them at home if you want. You don't need to bring them with you because they take quite a significant amount in terms of the space. And here is the boot. Because of the plug-in hybrid, here we have like a smaller slash medium bump. So talking about the boot and the bump, the size of this boot is 280 liters. Because of the placement of the hybrid unit, which is here underneath the boot floor. So talking about the other models, like for example C43 AMG, which does not have the P3 hybrid at the back, it's a mild hybrid. Then we have a boot of a size 455 liters, so quite larger than this one. So just keep in mind when you are considering the models, the boot size. Of course, you can get this car as estate, and then you can gain much more in terms of the boot size, and you can load it up even to the headliner in the estate if it's available, of course, in your market. So I would leave this home personally, because you can charge this also when you are driving in the race mode very quickly, in like 5-10 minutes. So that's also basically not necessary to plug it in, but if you want, you can plug it in at home, or whenever you are parking, you can use the electric charging station actually and park and charge the car as well. Alright, so it's time to check out the interior here. Check out here we have a Burmester surround sound system. Here we have buttons for the fuel tank and boot. Here is just a place for a water bottle. This is 1.5 liters, the European bottle, but you can put others as well in terms of the size, like smaller ones, and 1 liter I think. Then you have also heated seats, ventilated seats, 3 memory positions for the seats. Check out here the stitching, like a cross, dark gray. Nappa leather here in this car. I really love the AFFALTERBACH badges on the headrest. Red seat belts matching with the red calipers. Once again, looking absolutely fantastic. And check out here the sunroof. 2-section sunroof. Really amazing interior. I really love it. AMG Performance steering wheel. This one is leather. Then microfiber on the sides, leather at the bottom, and in terms of the trim, here we have the carbon fiber, really stunning as well. So let's start the car. If you start it, you get actually the electric sound. And let's check out the sunroof. You can actually open the sunroof here for ventilation, so you can have a small gap such as this one here. Check it out. So you can have a gap like this for ventilation, essentially, a little bit of the air, or you can open it fully. So if you press here, if you swipe like this, it will go and open for fresh air. So let's check out how this looks. It looks exactly like this. So it looks really good, and I personally love to open the sunroof in the spring, summer and fall when it's like a good temperature. And I really love that you can have a fresh air here. Check it out. Looks really good as well, but the fresh air, it's better than from the side windows for sure, because side windows are blowing to your face. This one has like a diffuser here for the air. Check it out. With this one you have a much better airflow in the car and fresh air, of course. So that's it in terms of the front, ambient lighting and all that stuff. Here is just my backpack in the back, and this is what you can expect from the rear seats. Middle armrest with the cup holders and place for your phone, tablet, adjustable cup holders, really beautiful leather, really nice, high quality, so really great. Check it out. Close this. You can also fold the seats. I will show you that as well. Here with this button and with this one as well. So if you press here, they will fall basically by gravity. Now you have a space where you can actually transport stuff. And here is the bump as well for the hybrid. You can see that here is not actually straight because of this, so it goes like this. But still you can transport some longer objects nonetheless as well. And we have split of 40, 20, 40, so you can transport skis as well. Smoothly back here the seat belt, and then you can just take it back in place like this. Also, you can close the boot if you swipe with your, if you kick with your foot under the boot, and it will close. Talking about the sound, here we have actually the car in race mode, and this is idle with the engine warmed up. It's quite loud as you can hear, but of course it's not the same as the V8 in the previous generation of the C63S, but for me it's pretty loud here. When I'm driving, this car is brand new. It has just under the 2000 kilometers, like we can say 1200 miles or so, and the pops and bangs are not as pronounced as they were on the GLC 63 SE Performance, which I test drove. That one was louder at the start as well, and also the pops were much more prominent and louder in the GLC during drive. But this can happen because the exhaust could be burnt off more in the GLC because it has much more kilometers driven on the car, so that could be also the reason. Or otherwise I'm not actually sure what else could be the reason, but I prefer the sound in the GLC 63 SE Performance. So let's do a sound check of the new C63S. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. So I think it's time to go for a drive and experience this new C63S e-Performance. What can we expect from drive with this car? Let's go! We have pretty warm tires, over 50 degrees on the front, 46 in the back. And we start right away in the race mode. For one reason, I want to test the acceleration with this car. So we will try and test this. Very similar to the GLC 63 Performance, which I drove. Lower to the ground, of course, so in the corners this feels more stable, of course. Also the wheel spin, I think, here is less than in the GLC. Maybe it's because of the ride height, all kinds of stuff. This balance feels better in terms of the GLC, closer to the ground, lower center of the gravity, basically, simple physics. So that's why I prefer this car to the GLC in terms of this particular criteria. GLC, I would say, it's a little bit set up in more comfortable way in terms of the steering. This one is more sharp, I would say. And otherwise pretty close experience. So if you want C63 but you want a larger boot, go for the GLC 63S, perhaps GLC 63 Coupe, why not? Looks pretty sporty. So let's go and test the acceleration here. $317, 3.17. Wow. 3.4 is official time. So crazy numbers here with the GLC. Crazy numbers, crazy. This pulls like, I don't know, like like some aeroplane taking off. With electric turbocharger and hybrid, it pulls really in remarkable way. The way it works together, 2.0 liter and hybrid, you would not believe if I would tell you the torque which you can feel through your body. It's really remarkable in the C-Class segment. This is like it's ridiculous. So if you want machine which pulls, this one is really crazy. It pulls differently than the electric car, mainly because we have gear shifts. So that's the main difference here. In terms of the downshifting, and the pops are much less loud than in the GLC. Maybe it's because of the mileage exhaust, I'm not sure, but okay, now a little bit more. But the pull, I would say, is even stronger than with the GLC. So let's try one more time. Wow. Really unbelievable what this car can do in terms of this. So yeah, let's go. We cannot go right now into comfort because it would shut down the engine, but we can go to slippery mode, which also keeps the engine on. So the handling is really nice. Check it out here. The real steer helps really a lot. This was not even like pushing like crazy, but here in this scenario it works really well. We have also Pilot Sport Forest tires, which of course helps, and you can see all kinds of data here, like telemetry on the Formula 1, and also what kind of rear wheel steer angles you are getting, and also turbocharger pressure, how much newton meters, kilowatts you are using at the moment, and all kinds of stuff. So really helpful this in terms of the data. If you love data, this is amazing in AMGs. For me this car is fun to drive, but of course it's different experience than 6-cylinder or the V8, even the V8, which is the plug-in hybrid. There you can feel even more torque, but because you are in a smaller car here in the C-Class than, for example, in the 4-door or S-Class, where is the e-performance with the V8, also this one feels, I would say, remarkably powerful when you take off with this. So they put as much engineering knowledge into this car as possible to give it the best sensation in terms of that. And also the weight distribution really helps, because in the back we have the hybrid, which basically pushes onto the rear axle, giving you really crazy grip levels with the C63. So for the sound I would go for the GLC 63, also the boot size. Maybe the GLC 63 as e-performance coupe version could replace this car, because in terms of the looks, also looks very muscular, the GLC, so I also really love it. And with the coupe you are getting sleeker back, similar to a sedan, we can say, sort of. So basically it's closer to sedan than the SUV GLC. Right now we are still with petrol engine slippery mode, really silent in terms of driving like this, really good as well. I also tested the continuous speed at 100 km per hour, 60 mile per hour, 62 mile per hour, 110, then 120 km and 130 km per hour. The consumption, the best was around 110 or 120 in terms of what you are getting in terms of the speed and consumption. 130 and more, I would say. If you go more than 120, already we saw at 130 that the consumption was higher as well. Already we also recharged the batteries. In the race mode it's not really possible, maybe somewhere it's possible, but I couldn't find a place where it would be possible to discharge actually the batteries. So I couldn't manage to discharge in race mode because it always recharges. It loads the engine and it always recharges. Even if you are driving normally, in race mode it will recharge the batteries. So when we go into electric mode right now, it shuts off the engine completely, and now you can drive for 12 kilometers. Maximum what I saw was 13 kilometers. That's about 8 miles, I would say. Also you can see the temperatures of engine oil, transmission oil, and also the coolant, and 2 temperatures for the hybrid, battery temperature and electric motor temperature. What I really love to see is the batteries are always around, I believe, 40 Celsius is ideal temperature. Right now we have 34 Celsius, and in between the cells actually is coolant, which continuously cools down the battery cells. So this is really good because it cools very nicely the batteries, and batteries at optimal temperature is what you want in performance hybrids such as this one. And this is unique. Even 3 years after launching this system, no other brand has the same P3 hybrid in the back in terms of the technology. How it can discharge and recharge is really drastically different to other hybrids. It's much faster in terms of recharge, and also discharge it's much faster. So really, if you want technology from the Formula 1, this is it. You can have it here. What they are also doing in Formula 1, recharging the hybrid unit, and then they used it either to defense or to overtake other cars on the road, on the track. So in these terms, it's really engineering marvel, I would say, what you are getting here with the C63, and all the technology as well. Car looks super nice with the carbon fiber. I really like it. In terms of the ride, I would say it's similar also to the GLC. Maybe the GLC was a little bit more comfortable than this one, but not a huge difference like I thought before. The GLC which I drove didn't have the best option for the suspension. That could be also the reason. But of course, if you're driving over the bad roads, you can feel definitely that this is a performance car, and it has to be set up like this to be able to drive like it drives. But it's not the harsh in any way, I would say. So yeah, I really like what kind of data you are getting here with this car. Can analyze also with the track base. You have boost strategy as well. In terms of the long-term consumption, we are at 11.1 liter per 100 kilometer, just under 2000 kilometers. So yeah, I think that's to be expected with this car. I drove it in a nice way, to be able to maximize the range and all kinds of stuff, and I was just under 700 kilometers in terms of the range. Driving in performance, when you are looking at lower, of course, around 400, I would say. And here we have a 60-liter tank. I really love this switch. You can be very quickly in the race mode. So let's try here in this corner. Okay, no big deal for this car, really easy job. Let's try this one. Once again, easy job for this car. It's so good in this car that it can deliver so much. Let's do acceleration here. Also, one thing, around 130 km per hour, you can feel how the speed of the electric transmission is changing, because we have two-speed transmission like in other high-performance electric cars. So you can feel like the power is actually cutting off around this number, 130 km per hour. So something to keep in mind as well. And at higher speeds you have, of course, then better driver dynamics with the second gear in the electric drive unit. All the assistance system packages, they are so good in this car, like in every other AMG and Mercedes. That's why we really love the AMG with its driver assistant packages. I would say the best on the market. Alright, so let's try this corner here. This one is pretty challenging always when I'm driving here. We have 70 km per hour here. Okay, wow. This was really remarkable. Let me know in the comment section down below, how do you like the new C63 SE performance, and what do you think about this car I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. With that said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next video. Have a wonderful day.